What's up, everybody? It's Greg Miller from IGN.com alongside Madden's Josh Looman. How you doing, Josh?
What's going on?
Not much. You're here to get trounced by the Bears. How's that feel?
Hey, I'm the Lions. We are.
You're used to it by now.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Last year, hopefully, was an aberration.
Josh, you're a Lions fan. I won't hold it against you. I'm a Bears fan, but we're here. We're here playing in Detroit. You've been working on this Madden for a while now, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, personally, this is my 10th year at EA Sports. I think it's my 8th Madden that I've worked on. Started back in '04, and you know, this is probably the game that I'm the most excited about.
Why is that? What about this Madden speaks to you?
We did so many things this year. I mean, Connected Careers is a brand new career mode that brings in franchise mode, online franchise, superstar mode, puts it all together in one mode. We've got the Infinity Engine, which brings physics to the game and makes every play feel completely different. You're never going to see the same thing twice on a play. We've got an all-new commentary team. I mean, it's insane the amount of things that we were able to change and improve this year in the game. I've never seen this kind of change happen in 1 year before in any sports game, let alone Madden.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, why was this the year to do that? You know, I mean, Madden, I think it's a bad rap a lot of times, right? It's just a roster update. Oh, it's just another roster update. Right? Why was this year the one where you had to put in physics and you had to do this and you had to touch everything?
You know, I think a lot of sports games just kind of generally get that rap where because there's such a short turnaround and we have to finish the game within, 9 months or a year, it's easy to look at it and just go, well, I don't really understand what they did. And, we had a new leadership team come in this year, and Cam Weber came over from FIFA and Fight Night from EA Sports in Vancouver and really kind of set the tone and said, we need to make sure that once we release this game that nobody looks at it and says, wow, it's the same game as last year. Mm-hmm. You never want that anyway, but we really wanted to make sure that this year was so drastically different that people turned it on and went, wow, this is unbelievable. I can't believe they pulled this off in 9 months. All right, Stafford, let's go. Where's Megatron at? So, the biggest thing we added.
Oh, that's where it's at. Urlacher, not afraid. Come on.
The biggest thing we added was me just getting pummeled at Stafford. and we know his injury history, so I'm a little concerned right now. He should be fine.
Yeah, but, he'll bounce right back. Don't worry.
The biggest thing was obviously the Infinity Engine. And you're going to see through replays and through the play, like, you're going to have physics happen during the O-line interaction. You're going to have it happen on tackles. You're going to have it happen on every single play. And it's a crazy amount of changes. Oh, there you go, Broyles. I'm a Texas fan, so I'm not a big fan of Broyles getting drafted. But, oh!
Well, this is not going well for me. But the physics were there.
Yeah, you saw the physics.
Yeah,
people are running into each other, and tackles weren't being made. But I'll show you that in a couple plays.
All right, so there you go. You had your physics. You got the breakout there.
Yeah.
Got to get on the run.
We'll see. I'll run the ball a little bit and kind of show you some.
Oh, I'm glad you will.
Hardcore tackles, or you can.
I'm gonna try.
You got Forte, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I've got the Lions D.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is always so stout.
Find some holes in there.
It was so exciting to watch them last year because I never knew what would happen.
Yeah.
It was like almost every game was like 47-41 or something like that. So look at Hansen. I'm gonna make a big tackle physics with him. But yeah, we made a lot of changes with pass trajectories, with play action, making sure that when the defenders are going to make a play on a pass that you make, that they can see it. So you don't have this guys just kind of randomly slapping at something.
Right. There was you made a big point when I went and saw it at a preview event, right? That there was no more psychic DBs.
That's right.
Which is actually something that sounds goofy, but then you see it and feel it, and you're like, oh man, that's so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
than how it used to be, right? Come on, Matt.
See, so last year, when you would have seen that happen, that would have been an animation where the tackle would have just ended and the guy would have went down instead of, kind of rolling over people. And I've seen crazy things where guys are like running along and a defender's hanging onto their leg and he's dragging him and he takes off down the field and kind of kicks him off. So again, it makes every play feel different. You see something different every single time where you're like, wow, I've never seen that in Madden before. So.
Yeah.
The Infinity Engine brings a fresh new take to Madden, and it makes it feel so much more like the real NFL.
See, now that's the big thing for me, and I know that I'm kind of tipping my hand here. This goes up before my review, of course. But what I like so much about it is that for me, it's really a unified package for the first time in a long time. You know what I mean? I watch this, and it feels like it could be a CBS game, not just because of the announced team, not just because of the colors, but because of the way that there's chatter on the field afterwards from the players, you know, after a play or something. And the little things of they're getting kicked around here, like these little wipes here, and they're making references to Papa John's and goofy stuff that we take for granted about the NFL and everything else. But when you're playing it and you're seeing it, you're like, oh my gosh, you know, this actually makes sense, and I know what I'm talking about here. This is what I'm looking for out of a game.
Yeah, and the key is, again, like with this new presentation, with the whole new commentary team, the goal was to make it feel familiar. I mean, people are used to watching games all day on Sunday and Saturday and seeing things that they've been used to for years. So when you play a game of Madden, we want that to still feel exactly like what you're used to seeing on Sunday. And that's always our goal. You know, our goal is authenticity and realism and kind of getting to that point. But you're right. I mean, you know, not to kind of toot our own horn this year, but when you think about something like completely replacing the commentary team and rewriting all the commentary from scratch, a lot of sports games, if they did that in 1 year, that would be their biggest feature. And that's all they talk about. For us, it's a really awesome feature, but it's not the biggest thing we did this year. You know, Infinity Engine's huge, Connected Careers is huge, and that's why we're so proud of being able to touch as many areas of the game as we possibly could and try to make the best Madden ever. All right, let's do this again.
All right.
So again, you know, the stuff that you're going to see in the Infinity Engine when you're playing it, it's stuff that you've never seen before. I mean, I've tried to like hurdle at the goal line and had a guy meet me in midair.
Oh, yeah.
And in the past, that was really determined at that point. Now, physics really, you know, makes a big deal of everything that you're doing. And
there we go, Peanut.
Titus Young. Oh.
Now, see, the interesting thing is there, and this is something I like you guys add, but I still can't do it. I still don't do it because of just years of being burned. I don't switch to Charles Tillman.
Yeah.
Like, you made a big point this year that you can switch those players and you don't lose that step.
Yeah, that was a big emphasis. And I know going into the year, you know, like I said, Cam Weber kind of took over as our general manager of football games. And his thing was all about, you know, when I played the game before – and I switched to a DB, I never knew what was going on. I'd pull my guy off the receiver, and he would score and that kind of stuff. So, you know, that leadership kind of coming in and going, guys, we need to address these things and make this as great as possible. Oh, here we go. See, I start talking. Oh, yeah. See, there's the Lions making a tackle.
David, he's so slow. He's so slow. It's one of those things, when I used to play NCAA in college, I would go to my tight end and sub in a wide receiver.
Yeah, right.
And I'd be like, I'm such a cheeser. Like, I shouldn't even bother to do this, but I can't do it here. I feel bad doing it.
Yeah, you guys need, you know, Kellen's good, but you need a Gronkowski or a Jimmy Graham. We went to the Madden Bowl, and the team that we were working with Barry Sanders and Warren Sapp and Deion Sanders and those guys, the creative director Mike Young and I were working with those guys against Drew Brees and Tebow and Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
And Brees and Jimmy Graham threw to each other like the entire game, and there was no way to stop Jimmy Graham. And after the game, we were like, well, that's pretty close to real life at this point. Jimmy Graham's unstoppable. I mean, he's this gigantic beast that, you know, runs a 4.5.
Oh, man, I'm lucky on
come
that
on,
one.
kid. There's Cutler. I love Cutler's expression.
Oh yeah, the permanently dazed.
Yeah.
I have permanent brain damage face of Jay Cutler. I'm as a Bears fan, I'm well aware of it.
Incompletion.
I'm so mad about this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 4th and 1.
Yeah.
That was a huge stop.
I just want to stay competitive. You make the game. That's all. I
Well, hey,
I don't get mocked too bad.
I've talked about this. I told you this a second ago. I don't work on gameplay. I'm the career mode guy.
But you still play. Don't act like you don't play the game.
I do play. I play a lot. But typically when my buddies at home say, like, hey, let's get a game of Madden, they're like, oh, you're probably going to beat me by like 80 points. I'm like, don't be so sure. Like, if we work on a trade together, then possibly I'll beat you. But, you know, I can sort of hold my own. I think a couple years ago at EA, I got to the 4th round of an NCAA tournament.
Nice.
Which, you know, I was pretty okay with.
Now, I'm assuming that's just a daily occurrence there, right? There's NCAA tournaments all the time?
Yeah, I think, you know, the important thing for us is, and I've been around a long time, I feel like a very old man on the Tiburon team. I think I'm the guy that's been around the longest. But the importance is making sure that you don't just make the game, but that you appreciate it just like everybody else does, and you get that perspective of playing it as somebody at home, really spending time, enjoying it and understanding what's right and what's wrong and improving it. So we do try to take as much time as possible. I know all throughout development for Connected Careers this year, we had leagues going on. I mean, I had a Megatron career going, and then we had a career going with like 5 people in an online league, and just trying to make sure that we play the game at the same time that we focus on making it too.
Sure.
So
is that hard? Like, people always give me crap about everything I do online, of course. But we always refer to ourselves at IGN as, jack of all trades, master of none. Like, I love Madden, and I have a great time reviewing it, and I really like the football games. But when this is done, I'm back to whatever my next project is. So I will never be as good as somebody is good online. You know what I mean? But you guys are kind of the flip-flop, right? Where you're these 2 games, and that's what you're doing, and you're out there trying to do that.
Yeah, I think it's important, especially, from a designer's perspective, to play as many other games as you possibly can, just to get a perspective. RPGs, Call of Duty, Battlefield, anything you can get your hands on to try to just get in there and, Java best. Well, at least he's healthy. To get in there and kind of play that stuff. So we do try to branch out and play as many games in our personal time as we can. And obviously we look at every other sports game and kind of look at, appreciate what they do right and that kind of stuff. But, yeah, sometimes you do get in that sort of tunnel vision where all I think about ever is Madden. Yeah. When I think video games, I'm always looking at something on TV or always looking at some game I'm playing and going like, wow, this is something that they do well. Like maybe we could do some sort of RPG thing. I mean, that's where Connected Careers came from. Was really appreciating, guys like, or games like Skyrim and stuff like that, and going like, how do we do something like this and apply it to football and work? Yes, Megatron!
Oh, and I tried to take. Yeah.
You tackled me.
No, I didn't. I took control of Peanut and ran him all around you.
I love Megatron. He is unbelievable.
Those hands, you gotta like him.
I'm so, this year it was so exciting because obviously I'm a Lions fan. Finding out that he was the guy in the cover and working on a big mode like Connected Careers, it was very exciting this year, and I've never been prouder of the team or anybody that's worked on Madden. So I'm very excited. Now I'm just anxious to see reviews, that kind of thing. Anxious to get people to kind of start playing the game, and the feedback we've gotten so far has been great. People are excited. I know.
Yeah, the demo's been going really well. It seems like everybody. I see you tweet. You retweet just about everybody who tweets something nice at you.
I do. Yeah. Well, you can't retweet the nasty stuff. Yeah. So.
Getting serious.
Yeah, I've got to get a new running back. Peanut's killing me. He's a great tackler.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's a great press corner, good tackler. He was sort of the standard that in Connected Careers you have, I'm sure you've probably seen this, but you have, your team has a scheme and you have different player types that you can go after. So if you run a 3-4, you can like focus on that kind of stuff. And we were talking about all the different corner types, like the good, like solid tackler, big physical guy. Peanut was the guy that we kind of use as our example for that. So
now, for you, you said you're the old man on the team. You've been there forever now. How did it all fall into place for you? Did you want to get into video games, or did you want to get into the football side of it, or did you want to get into specifically to sports games?
So I've always been a football nut. I mean, my wife thinks I'm crazy. I think my parents thought I was crazy when I was a kid.
Nice.
Come on, Calvin. He's got to drop it every now and then, or he'd have like 30 catches in a game. I've always been a football nut, but, I loved video games when I was growing up. Played everything I could play. On the walkover, I was kind of talking about how I remember playing Madden for the first time, I think my junior year in high school. So when I went to college, a lot like other people, I had no idea what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Saw an ad in the paper that basically said very plainly, do you want to play video games and get paid for it?
And you were like, yes.
I was like,
yes,
my buddy and I were looking at it going, yes, of course.
As a matter of fact.
So, I applied for the job, got a job as a tester at another game company that's no longer in business, and worked there for a couple years. Actually worked on an older football game from back in the day that I created franchise mode from scratch on that game. And like all the screens and everything, so I had learned a lot that year. I had a bunch of good experiences and really did use Madden as kind of a template. And then because of that, I think the word got out that I knew my way around franchise mode, and got an interview with EA and kind of started there. And I've been working on NFL ever since. Man, I worked 1 year on NFL Head Coach 09 as the lead designer, but every other year I've been on Madden. So I love it. It's really hard to even think about working on anything else. Even NCAA I think would be just – it's tough for me because I'm such a NFL fan. And I love college too, but – you got Alshon Jeffrey out there. That guy's a beast.
Yeah.
He's having a great preseason
I'm
so
looking
far.
For some good stuff here. I'm looking for some good stuff in this play.
Get in there, kid. Get in there. Oh, nice. I don't know what's going on with this line secondary right now, but hopefully this is a indicator of what's going to happen this year. So how long have you been playing Madden?
I don't even, it's one of those, you try to think back now and it sounds preposterous. I mean, since grade school, for sure. Like, I remember that was the thing. Me and my best friend Poe, we would come home from school and we would play Madden. And I remember, it went, I think Genesis would be my first installment.
Yeah.
That's where I got started, I think, along with just about everybody else. And then, I remember when I got the Sega Saturn and brought home the Sega Saturn version of Madden, we were like, the graphics will never be better than this.
We, it's funny. I remember when Madden came out on PlayStation 2, that first E3,
my God, yeah.
With the videos that they posted with like Eddie George running around the side.
Yeah.
I remember I was still working on that other football game at that other company, and we were still using sprites and the polygonal guys and everything. And the minute those videos went up, I think every designer in my office, we were all sitting around watching it. Everybody just went, "Okay, we're done."
Yeah.
That's such a crazy jump in technology.
I will never forget that, the PlayStation 2 version of Madden when that came out. And that was the one everybody bought that year, too. Because it was like, we have to see how good this looks and how this is going to –
I mean, for the first time, you really felt like we get this now. I know I'll be playing the game at home, and my parents are visiting or something. They'll walk through the room and go, "Are you watching football on a Friday night or something?" And but that was the first time, I think, when I played that game that everybody that saw it went, "That looks like –
that could be
real
thing,
TV,
especially,
So, it's exciting this year to be able to kind of make all these massive changes and present a completely new experience for people to kind of enjoy. And there's a lot of history with Madden. There's over 20 years now, and it's great to kind of get it in people's hands and see what they think.
So, is that just like the boulder that's always hanging above your guys' heads? That you are working on Madden, this franchise everyone has memories about, Like, I have so many awesome memories of Madden, and it's just one of those things that, do you worry about not being able to live up to expectations because of, things that have come before?
I wouldn't say I worry about it at all. I think there's it sounds cheesy, but almost like a superhero. Like, there's a great responsibility with Madden.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to get to the point when you work on it, you want to appreciate all the guys that have worked on it before you, kind of pay homage to those guys and make sure that what you're doing is worthy of the Madden name. And, it's a little bit of added pressure, but it's good pressure, I think. It's like thinking like anybody that plays for the Packers or the Lakers, like, you expect to win, you expect to be great, and you always want that. So I think it's a good thing.
I want to apologize to all the Chicago Bears fans watching. I've let you down.
Look, the Lions' offense is, they're exciting. They've got Megatron. So, for me, it's great to talk about the fact that we've got an all-new commentary team this year.
Sure. Yeah.
Commentary's been completely rewritten from scratch.
Yeah, we have it turned off so you can hear us talk and hammer over this about our memories.
That's a lot to do in 1 year,
sure.
And I'm really excited about the fact that we kind of pulled that off. And just, we really brought in a team of guys that we got a guy from Operation Sports that came in, and he helped he's a writer, and, had a team of guys that really came in and are extremely passionate about commentary and making sure that it's perfect. So
that was another thing, that was interesting when I went down and saw the preview event and you guys announced what you were doing this year. What I really dug about it was the fact that you're bringing in a new commentary team, because I wasn't a big fan of last year's. And on top of that, you were giving them the chance to just ad-lib what they wanted. You were giving them situations and like, oh my God, come on!
Titus, Young,
You couldn't let it be respectable. We're only playing one half. You couldn't just run out the clock.
It is respectable. Come on.
Anyways,
like
but you let them come in and just let them talk. You know what I mean? And I really like. It's one of those things. We always listen to clips of announcers on Sunday, right? And we make fun of them because they say such goofy things. But like listening to Phil Simms in this game, especially where he will stumble over a word or you try to make a roundabout way to get to a point. Like I said, totally feels natural.
Yeah,
it feels like what
the
I
key.
want out of it.
Yeah, that's the key was to make sure that these guys felt comfortable. They worked together and recorded their lines together and make them feel like they're in the booth watching a game and they're just kind of responding to what's going on in the field. And I agree completely. I love watching the games, and sometimes you hear some weird stuff in the real NFL games, but it's a tough job. I mean,
totally.
I'm stumbling here on this interview. I can't imagine what it's like to watch something live and try to react to every single thing that's going on. So, but yeah, it is a great feeling to have that kind of natural. Again, it's very familiar. You're used to those guys on Sundays on CBS. You're used to their style and that kind of thing. They're very professional guys, very creative. So it's been exciting to work with them.
I gotta put up some points here.
And, I'll give a shout out to Trey Wingo. I worked with him a lot on Connected Careers. That guy's the consummate professional, very funny guy, very exciting. So, he also kind of helps with that commentary in our game this year, too, with audio.
Nice pick, too.
Oh. It's Levy.
I'm rattled out there. Cutler's rattled.
Come on, Cutler. He doesn't seem rattled.
He never seems anything.
When you look at
guy
him,
has no human emotion.
Staring straight ahead. I love it.
Some kind of robot. Need Jim Miller back out there. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Good old 15.
There you go. Or Orton.
Okay, well, I'm not going to mention
Cliff Averill. Come on. You love the tight end.
I do. It's what I find like it's one of those things like a lot of the cross routes, right? A lot over the middle this year seems to work in some of the coverages we're running.
Yep.
And as somebody who can barely run the ball, like I've just never. And that was the big thing. I don't know if you're at my mindset of you got me yammering over. I see what you're doing.
Oh no!
Come on, respectable.
Are you kidding me? See again.
That's all we need. Now you kids at the end at home get to see it, and they're going to be all right.
Forte just got like 10 yards behind the secondary. My secondary is terrible.
Speed. He's got that speed when he needs it. I was making some point, but now I'm just going to watch this replay and enjoy it.
Yeah.
The arm of Jay Cutler.
He does have a cannon.
He does, yeah. If the O-line can ever give him time, he can find something.
Yeah, I mean, I felt really bad over the last couple of years just watching him just get destroyed on almost every single play. Even if he completed a pass, he would be on the ground or someone would be, bruising his sternum immediately.
They would put up all the stats of his hurries and his knockdowns. And
it's terrible. So
you can't expect, and that's why I never give him too much crap. You know what I mean? Like he's trying his best out there. He's doing what he can.
He is, yeah. Now he's got Brandon Marshall back. There's a little Denver magic there. All right, 5 seconds left. See if I can do something here. I fumble his kickoff and you return it for a touchdown.
There we go. That's how I want to end it.
All right, Logan. Let's be conservative about this, buddy. No. Hold on to the ball. Come on, kid.
That was a long second,
we got 1 second.
I'm giving it to you. I like this home clock. Did you program the home clock in this one, too?
Yeah. Let me get out of QB Neal because I don't play like that.
I was playing at home the other day with he only does everything Colin Moriarty, and we had Ask Madden. I was just looking for the QB Neal, and I was already up 7, and Matt is like, go for it. Yeah. Threw a touchdown. I'm like, all right, thanks, Madden.
Oh.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's one half of football. Of course, Madden coming out next week there on the 28th, August 28th. You can look for the review here on IGN.com Friday, August 24th. Thank you so much, Josh, for stopping in. I'm a big fan. I can't tell you my score. I know that breaks your heart, but a big fan. Looking forward to seeing the final product out there. Looking forward to playing with everyone out there. If you're playing on the PS3, join the IGN Podcast Beyond community we made.
There you go.
Join it, Josh.
I will.
All right, good. Look at this. Here we go. Oh.
There he is, Stafford.
Sorry, Bears fans. I did the best I could.
Let's hold on to that lead.
Presentation. Yeah. The package. Madden NFL.
It's so real.
It's so real. Sammy Sosa in here.
I tell that joke from time to time, and people just don't get it.
Yeah, well, that's
guys that are like 21.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you
That's
talking
the thing.
about?
You got to talk to all the old school video game sports fans.
Yep.